Hollywood is still reeling from the loss of one of its most beloved and timeless stars. Diane Keaton, the woman who defined quirky elegance, humor, and class, has passed away at the age of 79. Her death didn't just mark the end of a legendary career, it left a void that few could ever fill. Known for her Oscar-winning role in Annie Hall and unforgettable performances in The Godfather Something, Gotta Give and dozens of other classics, Keaton was more than an actress, she was a cultural symbol of authenticity and individuality. But behind the red carpet smiles and her iconic turtlenecks, there was a quieter story unfolding, one that only her closest friends knew about. And as new details emerge about her final days, the world is discovering that her departure was as sudden as it was heartbreaking. Before her name was etched in Hollywood history, Diane Keaton was just a young woman from Los Angeles with big dreams and an unmistakable spark. From the moment she appeared on screen in The Godfather as Kay Adams, audiences saw something different, an actress who didn't just play a role, but lived it. In 1977, her performance in Annie Hall redefined what a romantic comedy could be. Her effortless chemistry with Woody Allen, her boyish charm, her distinctive voice, everything about her felt real. That role earned her an Academy Award and cemented her as one of Hollywood's most original leading ladies. Through the decades, she refused to fit into any mold. While others chased trends, Diane Keaton built a career on staying unapologetically herself. Whether it was Father of the Bride Something, Gotta Give or Book Club, she radiated authenticity. Audiences loved her for it because Diane wasn't playing a character, she was the character. Her style was just as iconic, the oversized suits, the hats, the androgynous fashion that became her trademark. In a town obsessed with perfection, she embraced her quirks and made them fashionable. But what fans didn't know was that behind that effortless grace, Keaton was quietly facing personal struggles that would later take a toll on her health. According to reports from People and TMZ Diane's health began declining months before her death. Those close to her noticed she had grown thinner and more fragile. Friends say she brushed off any concern, insisting she was fine. The same determined spirit that had defined her career was still there, even in her final days. Songwriter and longtime friend Carol Bayer Sager revealed that when she saw Diane just weeks before her passing, she was shocked by how much weight she had lost. She had become so frail, Sager said. But even then, she was full of light, she just had that glow. In early 2025, Keaton's home in Los Angeles was damaged by the wildfires that swept through California. Forced to relocate temporarily to Palm Springs, friends say the move was difficult. The stress, the displacement, and the emotional toll all added up. And although she later returned to her Los Angeles home, her loved ones said she never quite regained her old energy. Then came the morning of October 11th. Around 8 a.m., a 911 call was placed from her Los Angeles residence. Emergency responders arrived after a report of a person down. She was rushed to a nearby hospital, but despite every effort, Diane Keaton was pronounced dead shortly after. The news broke later that day, sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. To the public, it was sudden. But to those closest to her, it was the tragic end of a quiet battle she had fought with dignity and privacy. Just days later, People magazine confirmed through official documents that Diane Keaton's cause of death was bacterial pneumonia, a fast-acting, often deadly infection that can strike unexpectedly, especially in older adults. Her death certificate also revealed she had been cremated on October 14th, just 3 days after her passing. In a heartfelt statement, her family thanked fans and colleagues for the overwhelming outpouring of love. They wrote, "The Keaton family are deeply grateful for the extraordinary messages of support they've received on behalf of their beloved Diane." But what truly reflected who she was came in the family's next request. Instead of flowers or tributes, they asked fans to donate to local food banks or animal shelters, two causes Diane cared about deeply. Her love for animals was legendary. Friends often joked that Diane never met a stray she didn't want to take home. She was also passionate about helping the unhoused, often volunteering quietly without seeking publicity. Even in death, her generosity lived on. As news of her passing spread, tributes flooded in from across the world. Actors, directors, musicians, everyone had a Diane Keaton story. Sarah Paulson, one of her closest friends in recent years, broke down during an interview with People, saying, "This is a profoundly sad time. Diane was my mentor, my friend, my everything." Begley Jr. remembered seeing her just months earlier at Jack Nicholson's birthday celebration. "She looked happy, radiant even," he recalled. "No one could have imagined that would be the last time we'd see her." On social media, fans shared clips of her best moments: Annie Hall's nervous charm, her heartbreaking monologues in The Godfather *, her effortless humor in * Something's Gotta Give. Even younger stars who never worked with her credited Diane as an inspiration. Emma Stone wrote, "She made weird cool, she made honesty beautiful." Hollywood Boulevard lit up that night, not with premieres or red carpets, but with candles and handwritten notes left at her Walk of Fame star. People gathered quietly, remembering not just the actress, but the woman who showed the world that strength and vulnerability can coexist. Diane Keaton's personal life was as unconventional as her career. She never married, famously saying, "I think I was just too in love with my work." But in her 50s, she made a life-changing decision, adopting 2 children, Dexter and Duke. Friends say motherhood transformed her. She often called her kids her greatest production. While she remained private about them, she would occasionally share glimpses of their lives, her pride, her joy, her reason to slow down. Unlike many of her peers, Diane avoided scandals and drama. She preferred her quiet life filled with art, photography, and home design. Her California home, which she once renovated herself, was a reflection of her personality: rustic, creative, and full of charm. She loved nature, she loved simplicity, and above all, she loved making people smile. Even as her health declined, friends said she never lost her sense of humor, cracking jokes, wearing her signature hats, and offering advice to younger actors. In a business where fame fades fast, Diane Keaton remained timeless. For over 5 decades, she was Hollywood's gentle rebel, never loud, never scandalous, but always unforgettable. Her passing leaves behind a legacy that few can match. She taught generations of performers that being real was better than being perfect. Her charm, her humor, and her humanity were her greatest roles. As the world says goodbye, one thing is certain: Diane Keaton's story doesn't end here. Her films will keep her alive in the hearts of millions. The laughs, the tears, the honesty she brought to every scene, they'll keep playing long after the credits roll. And maybe that's how she would have wanted it, not with fanfare or sorrow, but with a simple smile, a quiet thank you, and the lights fading gently to black. Because Diane Keaton didn't just act in movies, she was the movie. Gone too soon but never forgotten. If you loved Diane Keaton's work and want to honor her memory, share your favorite film or quote from her in the comments below. Her legacy deserves to be celebrated, one story, one smile, one memory at a time.